All right, what's going on? What's popping? What's popping? So, as a result of the death of this rapper called PNB Rock, and after some information have leaked out to the public about his girlfriend leaking out, posting a picture on Instagram as to the location that the two individuals were when they were killed, prior to being killed. You know, a lot of people, including myself, are coming to the conclusion that PNB Rock's girlfriend possibly had a hand in getting them killed, or in other words, set his ass up, right? And what that has done within the hip hop world and even within social media in general is that created, two different sides. You have people who are, once again, who are come to a conclusion like I have that maybe this rapper's girlfriend had a hand in setting his ass up, because once again, right before this rapper was killed inside of the restaurant, his girlfriend posted a picture on Instagram and leaking out the location of the restaurant, and right afterwards, the suspected killers came inside the restaurant and robbed and killed the little rapper, right? But then you have people within the other side of the argument who are saying, hey, listen, you should not be blaming his girlfriend. His girlfriend should not be blamed for his death. That's not right. But I find that funny. When people make up that trope, I find that funny because in a lot of murders, right, as females get murdered, if that said female was in a relationship or married, do you know the first suspect in question is the husband or boyfriend of that female? And the thing is, society does not have an issue with that for the most part, because it is generally accepted that if a female is murdered, the first person you question is that person's significant other, if she had one, because there might be a chance that that female significant other may be involved in her murder. I just said it all jizzle that I believe she had a hand in it. But when you flip the script, when it comes to a male being murdered and his significant other being blamed, or in this case, being a suspect in having a hand in his murder, now you got a lot of people saying, oh no, we shouldn't do that. That's not right. You should not blame her for that. See, it goes to this gynocentric mentality that society has, and trying to make it seem as if this female's innocent, or automatically just dismissing the notion that she might have a hand and might be involved in this person's murder. Now, don't get me wrong. As of right now, it's only a theory as far as whether or not this rapper's girlfriend had a hand in getting him murdered. But the thing is that police at least should be questioning her and investigating her social media, getting a warrant from a judge and looking all up and down her phone, every single text message that she made and received, every single call that she made and received, to see if there is any connection between her and the alleged people, and the alleged, not the alleged, and the actual murderers. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas be on some bullshit. I mean, the thing is with niggas, when I hear niggas say some shit like that, oh yeah, you should not blame his girlfriend in this particular situation, when niggas say you should not blame this motherfucker's girl for what happened to him, when I see people dismissing the notion that his girl might have a hand to play in his death, what I see a fucking sucker in my eyes, man. See, now when I hear niggas say that shit, now I realize that if a nigga want to get at a motherfucker like that, all they need to do is plant a bitch on him, and that motherfucker will be blind by that stink ass pussy and all that bullshit. Niggas is on some bullshit, man. But like I said, It's only a theory right now as far as whether or not PNB Rock's girlfriend had a hand in his death, right? So it's only theory. But like I said before, police should be investigating whether or not his girlfriend did have a hand or any connection or any communication with the people who murdered him. Because it really seems strange that right after you post the picture on Instagram with the location of the restaurant that these people were in, that afterwards some person came inside the restaurant and started robbing them and shooting them. You know what I'm saying? So at least the female should be questioned and investigated by police. And you know what happened? And you know the thing is? Here's the funny thing. The police are investigating the girlfriend. And they are. Here's an article. You know, I could show you better than I could tell you. Thank God a lot of you dumbass niggas who are stating the contrary are not law enforcement. Because anyone who's law enforcement know that if a person is killed in this specific situation, you know, if any law enforcement officer know that if a person is killed in this specific situation, where this person was killed after their name has been tagged on the picture on the internet, and the location of that individual was connected to that picture, and right afterwards, some individuals came inside of that location and did what they did to that person, any law enforcement would know better to say, you know what, that is probable cause to investigate this individual. What's going on, China White? What's going on, Black Curves, NBA fans, Sigma American Arcana, R Jizzle, what's up? So let me share the screen. I could show you better than I could tell you. And by the way, the link to this article is located in the video description box underneath. Let me share this shit. All right. So this is from a website called NME.com. And the title says this: police are investigating whether location tagged Instagram post prompted PNB Rock shooting. Cardi B has criticized those blaming Rock's girlfriend for his death. Who cares anyway, right? And the article was written by Alex Gallagher on September 14th, 2022. And it starts by saying this. And of course, you guys know this is a picture of the slain rapper. But the article starts off by stating this: police are investigating whether a location tagged Instagram post by PNB Rock's girlfriend could have prompted the attack that led to his death. The rapper, real name Rakim Allen, was fatally shot in South Los Angeles at the Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles restaurant around 1 p.m. on Monday, in brackets September 12th, or in parentheses September 12th. The rapper had been at the eatery with his girlfriend, who posted a location tagged photo in a since deleted Instagram post shortly prior to the attack. Yeah. Remember, the article says shortly prior to the attack. So not too long after this rapper's girlfriend uploaded a picture of the restaurant that they was eating at, or a picture of the food that they was eating with the location of the actual restaurant on the internet, shortly after, that's when the killers came in and shot up this motherfucker. So any person with a brain would at least investigate if there was a connection with the Instagram post and these murderers. So for someone to just automatically dismiss that notion and to say, nah, she didn't do it, you niggas are some fucking suckers, man. Fuck out of here. That's some sucker shit. Like I said, when I hear that shit, I hear sucker nigga. All right? Because you niggas is not fucking wise enough to understand that these bitches could be set up artists, man. The fuck? Fuck is that, man? Like I said, if a nigga want to get your ass, they know what to do to set your ass up. Because only a sucker would say that dumbass shit. You don't ever dismiss something like that. Now, don't get me wrong. Once again, like I said, The notion that this rapper's girlfriend might have been involved in his murder is only a theory. But it is very dangerous to dismiss that theory without investigating it. You have to investigate first whether or not this theory is true. And this is what law enforcement is doing right now. But if you're going to dismiss something like that without investigating it first, what you're doing is you're potentially letting go someone who could have been an accessory to a murder. You don't do shit like that. You don't do no dumbass shit like that. The fuck? Now, as investigators are investigating this, if they find no connection between PNB Rock's girlfriend and the people who murdered him, after they, investigated, went all up and down her different social media pages, and after they, looked through all up and down her phone, after they probably went into the cell towers to see if she might have made some calls to the people that murdered him, or if they might have made some calls to her or some text messages, if they found absolutely no evidence that PNB Rock's girlfriend had anything to do with his death after the investigation, then it is safe to clear her name, to say, to officially say this female has nothing to do with this crime. And if that happens, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. But what I'm not okay with is people just automatically dismissing the notion that she might have a hand in this murder without investigating it first. It is a very dangerous thing when you dismiss a theory that might be correct. Exactly. It does happen. It does happen, Dante. It does. It does motherfucking happen. And understand that these things do happen. How the fuck you gonna dismiss that shit? Niggas sound stupid when they say some dumb ass, when they try and dismiss some shit like that. Fuck out of here. China, I always sound sexy. Why you flirting for? China, don't be sitting there sexually harassing me. Me too. Thank you, by the way. Yeah. Oh, I sound like a Pookie now. Sound like a Pookie. Exactly, black girls. Exactly. I said that earlier. They're automatically exonerating somebody who probably had a hand in this person's death. And then sitting there trying to badmouth those who believe that this female had a hand in this rapper's death as a result of what the fuck she did. You know what I'm saying? Trying to bring these ad hominems onto people who believe that shit. Come on, man. Come on. You do not dismiss something like that. See, this is, I can't stand when people just automatically dismiss something that could be very possible. You know what I'm saying? It's like you see something in your face, and it's like a person sees something directly in front of their face, but try to deny it without investigating to see whether what they see in his face, in front of their face, is really true or not. It's dumb. A lot of people are fucking dumb. And then you got this dumb broad with Cardi B, whatever her name is. She can't even rap for shit. You know what I'm saying? Trying to defend this bitch. You got these idiots like DJ Academics trying to defend this broad. You got all sorts of dumbasses trying to defend this female. And it's just, and it's, what it just goes to show you that people within so-called Black America. Now, here goes people going to respond and say, well, Cardi B is not black. Cardi B is not black. Motherfucker, you embrace this bitch. Whether you think she's a so-called black female or not, the so-called black community embrace this bitch. This bitch has an influence over the so-called black community. So I'm going to utilize her comments about what she, about the things that she said about this motherfucker's murder, right? And I'm going to come to the conclusion that goes to show you that so-called black people are still highly gynocentric, extremely gynocentric. I believe so-called black people are hyper gynocentric, okay? Because anything a female might have done is going, just the notion or just the possibility that a female might have done some wrongdoing would automatically be dismissed by a large percentage of so-called Black America, man. Because if this was, if the roles were reversed, right? Let's just say, for example, okay, since I mentioned Cardi B, let's say hypothetically speaking, right? Let's say Cardi B, what's her husband's name? Offset, whatever. Let's just say if that was them two, right? They were going out to a restaurant and, Offset posted a picture of the little disgusting food that them motherfuckers was eating. He uploaded the picture on the internet with the address of the restaurant connected to that picture. And shortly afterwards, some goons came in and shot up Cardi B and killed her. A lot of motherfuckers going to say that, that this was Offset's fault or Offset had a hand in the death of Cardi B. A lot of people would say that shit. A lot of these hoes would say that shit. A lot of these bitch ass, sip ass niggas would say that bullshit. A lot of motherfuckers would say that. And you know what? And if that were to happen, it would be fair to suspect that Offset had something to do with that. If Offset would be that dumb to do something like that, right? But for some reason, when it comes to a dead black male and the possibility that his girlfriend might have something to do with his death, motherfuckers are just going to automatically dismiss that shit. This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit, man. I mean, I think that so-called black people are so fucking stupid and so highly gynocentric that if a female blew a nigga's head off, right? And she was caught on tape, blowing his fucking head off, grabbing a gun, pointing it to a black male's head, pulling the trigger, thus killing him, and it's caught on tape. Motherfuckers so hyper gynocentric, so stupid, they're gonna say that she did not do it. I believe that shit. Because when these dumb ass niggas, when they think of any so-called black female, all they think about is they nappy-headed mamas. That's all they fucking think about. These niggas are fucking dumb. And what surprised me is that a lot of males are making that stupid ass statement. Exactly, Jizzle. That's exactly the statement that they're going to make. What did he do to make her shoot him? Oh, she was abused. Oh, I bet that dude was abusing her. Oh, I bet that dude was beating up on her. Oh, I bet he manipulated her and gave her all sorts of hell. She'll always be the victim. Yeah. Yeah. Dante Deshawn says, you just took the words right of it. Excuse me, I'm sorry. He said, you just took the words right of it. What the fuck? God damn, nigga. My fucking mouth is, sound twisting and shit. You just took the words right out of my mouth. Exactly. Just because she's a female doesn't give her a pass. Yeah, exactly. See, the thing is with me, I don't give anyone a pass. Yeah, she set him up. What's up, Toya? Toya the Texan. What's going on, mommy? What's up? Exactly, Toya. They're script writers. They're script writers, man. So as of right now, this rapper's girlfriend or the post that this rapper's girlfriend made is being investigated by law enforcement to see if there is a connection with that Instagram post and the murderers. And to me, that's common sense. To me, it's common sense to investigate that. But you know, since it's not that common in today's society. But it is, like I said, when you see something like this happen, you do not dismiss any possibility whatsoever. You don't. You do not do that. You don't dismiss any possibility. All possibilities need to be investigated. And then here's this talking point that a lot of people who believe the contrary says, right? As far as this person's murder. You know, people would make the contrary argument and say and assume that, well, the reason why this individual got shot is because he was in a bad neighborhood wearing too much jewelry. So he happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. And it's like, okay, you do know that multiple things can be true at one time. I keep saying that shit to dumbass niggas, right? That multiple things can be true at one time, right? Maybe all of that stuff can be true. It is possible that, you know, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But when that Instagram post of them being in that restaurant went all the way out, you know, in the Instagram world, it could be possible that some goons that live nearby sort of posted was like, oh shit, this nigga ran away and he was showing off during his private videos and shit. Let's go see this motherfucker. Like, all these things can be true at one time. Dummy. Like, motherfuckers so stupid. They try to, like, I can't stand, and niggas do this shit a lot. Like, niggas do this shit a lot. They will try to use one possible truth to dismiss another possible truth when the reality is both of them can be true at the same time. Like, too many motherfuckers live in this fucking dichotomy where they try to make everything mutually exclusive from each other, when a lot of times in life, not everything are mutually exclusive from each other. A lot of times in life, multiple things can coexist at the same time. Exactly. Exactly, Dante. Exactly. It doesn't have to be one narrative. Multiple narratives can be true. Multiple narratives can be true. What's wrong with people not understanding that? You know, thank God a lot of you dumbass niggas are not members of law enforcement, man. Thank God. Thank God. And if you niggas happen to be law enforcement and live in my area, I'm gonna move. I'm moving the fuck out. Because God forbid, if a bitch get me set up and killed, y'all motherfuckers gonna let her go. Shoot. And I'll be in the next life talking about what the fuck? I'll be in the next life mad as fuck that my death was not justified. And that's the thing with a lot of, okay, that's another reason why that dismissing the possibility that of PNB Rock's girlfriend might possibly having something to do with the rapper's death is a dangerous thing, because when you do that, you may create an environment where this person's death wasn't justified. You know, what if she did have something to do with his death? And investigators from the LAPD just automatically dismiss it because they were just as dumb as you niggas. What now? Now, if that happens, now his soul won't be resting in peace because his death wasn't justified. You do not dismiss something like that. If a person posted any type of content on the internet that exposed the whereabouts of another individual, which then, as a result, that individual ends up getting killed, you do not automatically dismiss the person who uploaded that content on the internet. You don't automatically dismiss that person as a potential suspect. You don't fucking do that, dumbass nigga. You don't do that. That is not smart. That's stupid. You don't do some shit like that. The fuck? You know, there's nobody more dumber than niggas on the internet. Shit. And I've seen plenty of stupid motherfuckers in my lifetime. But motherfuckers on the internet got them motherfuckers beat by the punches. Shit. Ah, damn. But that's what it is. And let me address another situation. Right, with this notion of, well, because now, because of this person's death, you have people also saying some shit, like saying some dumb shit. Like I saw like a post from Ice Cube, I think, no, not Ice Cube, Ice-T, from rapper Ice-T. He made this statement, I think on Twitter or on Instagram, I don't know, one of them fucking social media sites, in which he stated, in which he used PNB Rock's death to state why you shouldn't wear jewelry when you go to Los Angeles. Why, when you go to Los Angeles, you shouldn't wear all that jewelry and shit like that. You know, that shit is fucking bullshit. So you're basically blaming, you're basically saying that the reason why a person wears jewelry, like, okay, what I'm trying to say is this, right? Maybe that's true. I'm not going to sit there and act as if a person goes inside a certain neighborhood and wears something very fancy, they might be hunted down and might become a victim of a robbery. I'm not dismissing that notion, because it's very possible, and that should have happened. I mean, I'm from New York, okay, where tons of motherfuckers got robbed. Celebrities and non-celebrities alike got robbed and shot up. So I'm not going to sit there and dismiss that shit. But the thing is that what I also believe when it comes to people utilizing that statement is that they're trying to justify or somehow enable or what I'm trying to say is, when people make that statement, the way I look at it is sort of like blaming the victim for him being victimized. Like, that's that blame the victim shit. It's like, oh yeah, the reason why this person got shot and robbed is because something he did. You know, he wore too much jewelry. Like, what's the fuck? I mean, I can't stand that shit. You know, I can't stand that shit. No. The reason why this motherfucker got killed is because those idiots who decided to kill him made that choice to do that. And possibly his girlfriend had a hand in it. It doesn't matter what the fuck I wear in public, right? Whatever the fuck I wear in public, it doesn't matter how fancy or not fancy it is. You don't have the right to try to take that shit from me. You don't. And if you make the decision to take that shit from me, then you are 100% at fault. Not me. It's not my fault for wearing something that you find to be fancy. You know what? You know, and that's the notion I get when people utilize the argument saying, "Well, he wore too much jewelry in the wrong neighborhood." It's almost like you're saying, "Okay, he did it to himself." Nah, man. What is wrong with a person? With a person benefiting or enjoying the fruits of his labor by having nice things, right? By having nice things. There's nothing wrong with having nice things. There's nothing wrong with showing off shit. And let's keep it real. So-called black people, right? We've always been a group of people that show off that was fly and fancy and flashy. We've always been a flashy people. Whether so-called black people in America or so-called black people in the Caribbean or so-called black people in Latin America or so-called black people in the continent, we've always been a flashy people. I mean, there's a line that rapper Kanye West said in his song called Blood Diamonds, right? Where he said, it's in the black person's soul to rock that gold. Basically, it is in us to be flashy. So you can't fucking blame being flashy as the reason why somebody gets killed. The reason why this individual got killed mainly is because some dumb ass nigga made that fucking decision to do it. All right? And possibly his girlfriend might have set him up. You know, I don't really get this notion why people believe that, oh well, when you go to certain cities, you can't have this on, you can't have that on because you might get robbed. So hold on, you mean to tell me as a grown man, I can't wear what I want because I might get robbed? So whose fault is that in that predicament? Is it my fault or the robber's fault? It's the robber's fault. So when people utilize these types of statements, it's almost like they're blaming the victim for being a victim of a crime instead of blaming the victimizer. The fuck? To me, that shit don't make no damn sense. Yeah, the check-in culture. Yeah, the check-in culture. You know what I find so funny? Right? With that check-in culture, where you got these fucking pookies in different cities who claim that certain rappers have to check in with them or have to notify them when they're visiting their city, or else something might happen to them. These same pookies, these same so-called gangsters do not have that same smoke for these racist ass cops that's killing our people, for these racist KKK bastards, for these racist neo-Nazis or white supremacist groups. I mean, they don't have that same smoke for what's that motherfucker's name, man? What's that motherfucker's name? George Zimmerman, who killed a 17-year-old black child. They have all the smoke for another so-called black person that do not, quote-unquote, check in with them. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, you telling, like, what the fuck? I'm like, hold on for a minute. You mean to tell me a grown-ass man need to notify you and let you know that they're going to be in the city that you live in? As if they're a little child and you they fucking babysit? Nobody needs to let you know shit. Nobody needs to fucking check in for shit. Fuck you think you are, man? You gotta check in, man. Check in these nuts. Fuck you. No, fuck. I live in New York, right? And if any one of you want to visit New York, you don't have to tell me shit. You ain't got to tell me shit. The fuck? You a grown ass man or a grown ass woman. You don't need to come. You don't need to tell me shit unless if you want to come and visit me or you want to hang out with me. That's another thing. And well, that's another story. You do got to call me, let me know, so I can make some room in my schedule so we can hang out. But outside of that, you ain't got to tell me shit. You a grown ass man or a grown ass woman. You could come and visit New York all you want. Who am I to tell you that you gotta notify me and let me know before you come here? What the fuck? Nigga, that's why I'm glad I'm not one of those fucking celebrities, because if any street nigga told me that shit, I probably would have gotten shot by telling him to kiss my ass. Fuck you and your mama. Checking in. You got to check in with me. Nigga, somebody would tell me that, trust me, I'll go in that city with tons of guns on me, nigga. I'm gonna show you some checking in shit. Fuck out of here. You gotta check in. You gotta check in. All that is these street niggas trying to extort black rappers and athletes and shit like that. Trying to extort them. Just saying, really what they're saying is that you have to pay me a certain sum of money if you want to come in the city I'm in and be safe. And if you don't do that, I'll make sure you get hurt. That's why I wish a motherfucker tell me that shit. If somebody tell me that shit, I'm taking that shit as a threat. And once I take something as a threat, it goes down to either I kill you or you kill me. That's it. I don't give a fuck. I ain't checking in with your bitch ass. Fuck you. Shit. You know, you gotta check in. Fuck you think you is? You know? Shit. But anyhow, that's all I got to say about that shit. Yeah, I mean, Dante Deshawn. It's like a statement that someone made a long time. I think a Klan member made that statement saying that, listen, we don't have to kill niggas no more because they doing it to each other. They doing our job for us. And that's the thing with so-called white supremacy, as people like to call it. That now, I mean, the biggest white supremacists within the past, I'll say 25 or 30 years, is us. we happen to be the biggest white supremacists to our own kind. We are. You know, from the whole, blacks extorting other blacks to the whole colorism shit. We are the biggest white supremacists. We are. We have been the biggest white supremacists towards each other. That's sad. And we're killing each other like fucking cockroaches, man. You know, the rapper PNB Rock was only 30 years old when he got murdered. So he's within the age range of blacks within that age where the number one cause of death is homicides. I'm going to say this again. The number one cause of death of so-called black males between the ages of 15 and 34 is homicides. That's the number one cause of death of black males within that age range. And PNB Rock falls within that age range. Thus, the statistic is continuing. You know, we're not trying to stop this statistic. We're just continuing this statistic. And that's sad. But anyhow, that's all I have to say. Peace out, y'all.